Tonight, the Fyre Festival is back. But who's the headliner? It's not who you think. Plus, Elon has a big plan afoot.
And I will never forgive him.
You all right over there?
He's doing it all wrong. You know what? I'll explain later.
Copy that. Plus, has Marjorie Taylor Greene joined the even darker side? Welcome to the Phoenix News Report. Remember Fyre Fest? The music festival so bad that the organizer, Billy McFarland, spent 4 years in prison for fraud? Well, he's back with the sequel that no one asked for.
No artists have been announced yet.
So we're going to have artists across electronic, hip hop, pop, and rock. However, it's not just music. We might have a professional skateboarder do a demonstration. We might have an MMA champion teach you techniques in the morning. And
you say we might have. Are any of these for sure haves? Are they booked?
So I think what makes Fyre so cool is that we are selling the experience of Fyre.
Taking the risk. Is it a risk to buy a ticket to Fyre Festival too?
I think it's always a risk. You're taking a risk because I made a lot of bad decisions and messed up the first festival. Until it's experienced, there is a risk component to it.
But Billy's not stopping there. After he caught the eye of fellow convicted felon Donald Trump, he's been made Secretary of Planning and Entertainment, and he is bringing his, let's say, unique skill set to the federal government. Take a look.
From the people who brought you Fyre Fest, went to jail for a while and then brought you Fyre Fest 2, comes the next stage of bureaucratic evolution, Fyre Government. This government has everything. A steep consumer confidence decline, a sudden rise in unemployment claims, and more expensive insulin.
How can this happen to me?
Also featuring tax cuts for rich people, Medicaid cuts for poor people, and so many tariffs.
I always say tariffs is the most beautiful word to me in the dictionary.
If you love seeing more people get fired than deported, J.D. Vance's book getting banned, and hellaciously expensive eggs, then Fyre Government is here for you. Over in the Trump tent, you can apply for your gold card.
We're going to be selling a gold card. You have a green card, this is a gold card. We're going to be putting a price on that card of about $5 million, and that's going to give you green card privileges plus.
Or you can watch this AI fever dream about Gaza on a television with a cracked screen.
Donald's coming to set you free, bringing the light for all to see. No more tunnels, no more fear. Trump Gaza is finally here. Trump Gaza shining bright, golden future, a brand new light. Feast and dance, the deal is done. Trump Gaza, number one. Trump Gaza shining bright, golden future, a brand new light. Feast and dance, the deal is done. Trump Gaza, number one.
Now, a lot of people are saying that video is deeply unsettling and in extremely poor taste. But that's what Fyre Government is all about, y'all. It's an experience, you square.
And hey, listen, we know the cheese sandwich thing was bad last time, so we're switching up the menu. We've got a new sandwich served open-faced that starts with one slice of buttery, rich South African white bread, topped with a thin layer of Russian dressing. And of course, some Geo dust sprinkled on top.
Over in the HHS tent, DJ Bobby Kennedy 2 will treat your eyes and ears and other body parts to an unchecked bird flu outbreak! A weird disease in Congo that kills people in 48 hours. And your favorite, measles! Over on the main stage is our headliner, the other guy on this planet who can't get enough firing, Elon Musk! And he's here to fire everyone! That's right, you will not have a job by the end of Fyre Government.
You're fired.
You're fired. But the price start at 1 sold. Fyre Government. Let's get fired.
Now, speaking of the world's richest man taking away the livelihoods of hundreds of thousands of ordinary Americans, just amazing optics there, Elon sure does like to fire people, doesn't he? In fact, the only jobs he seemed to be creating are foot jobs.
No, that is it. Elon Musk He's gone too far. I used to think of him as just some kind of a heel, but now he is my arch nemesis. Foot stuff videos are my territory, you ketted up bastard. How dare you show your dirty little piggies sucking on your dirty little piggies, and for free? And Trump, no style, no substance, just horny rage sucking without an ounce of artistry. You are both bringing shame to the industry, the profession, and to the very fetish itself.
Austin, that video is not real. It is AI generated.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Really? It looks so real, though. Wait, so you're telling me that you can just ask ChatDTF to just rub out a foot stuff video now?
Yeah.
Excuse me, Andrea, I need to go call my agent. I'm gonna be rich.
Sit your ass down. You can do foot stuff later.
Fine.
Now, Elon can't seem to get enough of firing people. In fact, the Trump administration has fired way more people than they've deported in the first month. Of course, the reason they wanted to deport people in the first place was because they were allegedly taking jobs away from Americans. But now the Trump administration is taking jobs away from Americans? That's like kicking out your roommate for hogging the Wi-Fi and then feeding your router into a wood chipper. With all this firing, Elon is on a roll and he can't seem to get enough.
And we noticed that that's a recurring theme. Once Elon gets started on something, his need for more is as bottomless as a mimosa at brunch. For example, as much as he loves cutting other people's jobs, he sure does love having them. Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, Twitter, Starlink. This guy is the founder and or CEO of like 7 different companies. And now he's trying to buy OpenAI too, all while running Doge. Will there ever be enough jobs for him to take, both from other people and for himself?
And with all those CEO titles, you'd think that would be enough power. But nope, Elon needs more power. He sent out an email telling everyone to justify their jobs in 5 bullet points. And then when everyone said to ignore it, or whatever the hell Trump said.
And then if you don't answer, like you're sort of semi-fired or you're fired.
Elon doubled down and he sent a second email. They tried to take away his power and he was like, no, wait, I do have the power. I am He-Man and this chainsaw is my magic sword. Mom, tell him I have the power. He needs more power.
He also needs more money. Again, richest guy in the world, has enough money to chill on a beach forever and stay the fuck out of our nutsacks, but he needs more money. That's why he's got $38 billion in government contracts with another couple of billion on the way from the FAA. Our tax dollars are building his empire while he fires us, and he's keeping it all for himself. The man has only given away 1.8% of his net worth to his charitable foundation, and this is their entire website. So it looks like money well spent. Now compare that to billionaires like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, who have given away 30 to 60% of their worth. This motherfucker is stingier than the GOP with a school funding budget.
And don't give me none of that, but he's a job creator bullshit. He employs just over 100,000 people worldwide at all of his companies, and he's fired twice that in the past month. So the math ain't mathin'. He's got all the money, he's got all the power, he's got all the jobs. You think that would be enough, right? No, he needs all of the attention too. Have you noticed that when everyone else is sitting down, he's standing up? And on a stage, there is literally nothing this man won't do for attention. Chainsaws, flamethrowers, jumping up and down like an idiot, and a fucking Nazi salute. All that's left is to whip out his dick and play it like a ukulele. If only we could go back in time and get his daddy out of that emerald mine and into the stands at his soccer game, because damn, baby boy needs some attention.
And it's not just in his professional life. Even in his personal life, he needs more. More babies by more baby mamas. Now, he's not actually interested in parenting them. I mean, you can see here he's totally forgets about his son as he walks off stage. And 2 of his baby mamas have resorted to tweeting at him because he won't pay attention to his kids. But that's not going to stop him from impregnating literally any white chick with a pulse. Fertilized embryos are like Pokemon to him. He's got to catch them all.
And even this planet isn't enough for him. He needs more planets. His mission in life is to colonize Mars. Imagine being the richest person on the whole entire planet with the power and money to fix all the problems on that planet and being like, nah, not good enough. Bring me another planet, please. Preferably one where I can't breathe. It's like having the house of your dreams and then you see a roach-infested shack next door and you're like, fuck it, give me that one too. This man needs a whole nother planet.
Elon Musk is a bottomless pit of greed that we keep dumping all of our resources into, and it'll never be enough to satisfy him. He will always want more from us. So what do? We give him exactly what he wants. Let him take all the money and build his rocket ship to Mars. And then let's do a slight course correction towards a black hole, and we will see which bottomless pit swallows the other one first. And then, when he's gone, I'll let the foot market corn it and it'll be my turn. Yes. Your favorite representative and mine, Marjorie Taylor Greene, said this week that federal workers do not deserve their jobs or their paychecks.
Those are not real jobs producing federal revenue. Federal employees do not deserve their jobs. Federal employees do not deserve their paychecks.
Here to comment, and I'm so excited about this, it's Marjorie Taylor Greene. Hi, Margie. Come on in. Come on. Sit down. I am so glad to see you.
Why are you so happy to see me? Are you the guy that bought the grenade launcher for me on eBay?
No, I just can't wait to ask you some questions.
Oh, okay. Well, I usually start my day with 600
Not
push-ups.
about your workout routine. I want to talk about how you said that people who work for the federal government don't deserve their jobs or their paychecks.
That's exactly right. They are stealing money from the taxpayers' pockets, okay? And everyone who works for the federal government should be fired.
But Margie, you work for the federal government.
Wait, I do?
Yes, so you think you should be fired?
Well, I mean...
You also said this.
I don't trust the government, and neither should you.
I sure did say that.
But Margie, you're the government. You're an elected official in the government.
Well, I guess that's one way.
And Donald Trump is the head of the government. Are you saying you don't trust him?
No, I would never say that. Man, it's starting to get really hot in here.
It really is, Margie. Margie, look at me. Do you think you deserve your paycheck?
Well, there's this rocket launcher I've been saving up for.
But you're a federal worker, and they don't deserve their paycheck.
It's got an American flag painted on it.
Margie, do you deserve your paycheck?
The workers must seize the means of production. Yes! And the federal government should pay all of its employees enough to buy whichever rocket launcher they want, from each according to his ability to each according to his needs.
Best interview ever.
FBI Deputy Director Dan Bonjovi, Danny Bonaducci, Pam Margera, this asshole has got the dander up of many folks who are against tyranny. You see, Captain Extra here put out this video from his podcast, Overcompensating While on Uppers with Dan Oingo Boingo. Take a look.
Power. That is all that matters. No, it doesn't, Dan. We have a system of checks and balances. That's a good one. That's really funny.
Because if you have power, you should use power. Using that power to overpower those with less power who are powerless to stop your powerful power. And nowhere is that more on display than in the Peruvian National Police Force's Green Squad, who knows that true power is derived from giant animal mascots, which is why they dressed an officer as a friendly capybara. Is it Dan Capybara? Never mind. They put on a capybara costume and proceeded to do drug busts.
Acá tienes tu regalo.
Now that's what power looks like, Dan Big Vagina.
RFK Jr. took the opportunity at the first cabinet meeting to demonstrate to everyone in the room exactly what a measles outbreak looks like while describing the scene in Texas.
We're told in the Mennonite community there are 2 people who have died, but We're watching it. So,
is the measles vaccine a good idea? This leads us into our next segment, Point Counterpointless.
Austin, the measles vaccine is safe and so effective it had all but eradicated the disease in the U.S. 25 years ago. The only reason we're experiencing outbreaks now is because of idiots like you who think Facebook is more reliable than decades of intense study.
Oh, are a bunch of clinical and real-world trials with results tracked for decades all over the planet now considered intense study? Listen here, you atheist, liberal, fact-humping swine. This is about personal choice, something you're clearly against when you aren't trying to murder babies.
Listen, your right to personal choice ends when I have to take my kids into quarantine. Some things in a society must be considered larger than any individual. Like, I don't know, stopping one of history's most contagious diseases. Maybe even one we have a safe, effective, cheap vaccine for. You can follow your Grandpa Whitey's handwritten Bible all you want for your spiritual life, but you don't get to subject the rest of us to it.
Well. Look who's against the Bible. And he'd like the congregation to call him Pappy Whitey. Thank you very much. Furthermore, maybe if you'd read the Bible instead of burning it during your satanic DEI orgies, you'd see that RFK Jr. is riding in on a white horse to shake up the HHS department like a hero out of Revelations.
Austin, the guy on the white horse in Revelations was the horseman of pestilence, you twat. And now we've all got measles again. Yippee! Another Trump administration, another epidemic.
This has been Point Counterpointless.
Now, speaking of things infecting Texas, Attorney General Ken Paxton wants to see what's in your daughter's panties. Let me explain. So Trump signed an executive order banning trans women and girls from women's sports. The NCAA followed suit. But then along came Ken Paxton, who got exactly what he wanted on the whole trans athlete thing, but then wondered, how could I double down and make this more creepy and perverted? After deciding that him smiling was a good start, but not quite enough, an idea came to him. Eureka! We must examine the genitals of all the female athletes to make sure that they are actually women.
Now, if you'll recall, the reason some people are freaked out by the idea of a person with a penis being in a locker room with a vagina haver is because women and girls should be able to keep their private parts private, right? Except now, Ken Paxton wants to guarantee that no female athlete ever gets to have private part privacy.
And I have to say, I feel bad for Ken Paxton. He's really painted himself into a corner here. I mean, after cheating on his wife, I'm sure he's not seeing much of those private parts lately. And his mistress isn't around anymore either. And after he banned porn in Texas, I mean, he's running out of options to see some vajayjay. So rooting around in your daughter's soccer shorts probably seems like the logical next step. But Kenny, sweetheart, I have some good news for you. There are actually other ways to get a little George O'Keefe special that you haven't gotten around to banning yet. And it doesn't even require a lawsuit. They're called strip clubs. Yes, for the price of a bottle of champagne and one weirdly inexpensive steak, you can spend all the time you want beating around the bush. And best of all, you can get your prying eyes out of our daughter's panties and deal with your own weird sexual shit somewhere else. Exotic dancers, we salute you. Thank you for keeping the grabby hands of our elected officials firmly planted on your asses and away from little Kinsley's soccer team.
An international team of archaeologists excavated the first Egyptian tomb to be discovered in over 100 years. One thing they didn't find in there was the mummy. Where did the mummy go? Well, the lead archaeologist, after finding an inscription on the wall in a pit in the tomb, believes he knows where that mummy is right now. It's behind you! But seriously, guys, is this really the year to be disturbing burial grounds and digging up mummies? Trying to get a plague of locusts going or what?
In a truly disturbing video on YouTube, after a shark steals and swallows a diver's camera, we see a shark's throat view of exactly what it looks like to have our watch numbers blown up by a dumb fish.
fucker has so many views?
I mean, should we get eaten by a shark?
I mean, it sounds less painful than reading the news every day. Yeah.
All right, grab your chum bucket. Let's do this.
And finally tonight, let's end with a little good news. Proud little boy Enrique Tarrio was once again arrested for his violent actions near the Capitol. He comes out, he goes right back in. You know, we spend a lot of time debating if U.S. prisons are for punishing people or rehabilitating them, but Enrique here makes me think that they might not be doing either of those things. But hey, maybe he'll be lawful if Trump gives him another pardon.
But while he's back behind bars, Jasmine Crockett is engaging in a little free speech.
If you could speak directly to Elon Musk, what would you say?
Fuck off.
That's it. I love her so much. I mean, I swear, she and Beyonce are the only things Texas has to be proud of right now.
She is truly the best. Also, the GOP kept getting yelled at all their town halls, so they stopped having them. If you see one out in the wild, keep yelling. They're afraid of us, y'all. That wraps up this week's episode. Subscribe to the channel for more videos, subscribe to the newsletter for more cats, and keep flying, y'all.
Love you. Bye.
All right, so what's this strip club story?
All right. So this friend of mine and I, we used to go to this strip club up just south of Round Rock, right?
Okay.
And on Sundays around midday, there was no fee for admission.
Okay.
Which, yeah.
On the Lord's Day.
Exactly.
Okay.
And they had a lunch special, which was a steak and fries for $4.
That is inexpensive.
And it came with a salad too, all the same thing. And they had Guinness on draft for $1.
Wow.
So my friend and I are like, well, that's definitely not the shift you want to be at a strip joint at.
Right.
But that is the lunch we dream of.
Yeah, that does sound tasty and cheap.
The weirdly inexpensive steak and all of it. So we would go on Sundays and we'd sit way in the back, away from everyone, so we wouldn't get bothered by whatever dancer lost the luck of the draw for that particular hour that day. It was
candy.
It was good. Well, anyway, like the third time we're there, we're sitting there, we're having our steak, we're having our salad, we've got our beers with us. And you know how strip joints have like all black lights everywhere? Well, I like my salad with honey mustard.
Okay.
You know how some things glow in a black light?
Yeah.
You know what kind of things those are?
No.
Well, there are three I can think of.
Okay.
I believe soda water. Cat urine.
Oh.
And jizz.
Oh, okay.
Well, I was about 3 bites into my salad, and I realized that my honey mustard dressing was quite bright.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. 3 weeks in, and I finally looked at my food, and I have to wonder, of the 3 potential liquids I know of that fluoresce under a black light, none of them deserve to be topping on a salad.
What a deeply unsettling story that was.
Yeah, it really was. We only went back like 3 or 4 more times. It was really cheap. It was $1 draft Guinness. Come on, that does not exist on this planet. You just skip the salad, you have the steak. Yes, there's either a wild cat in the back or somebody just like all over everything, but at that price, maybe worth it. I don't know, it was a protein lunch anyway.